You hear cackling in the darkness. It looks at you, and you get a good glimpse of its face.
Ah!
It looks a lot like yours.
Ah!
I would like to pry attempts to grab the staff away from him.
Yeah. I'll hold him down.
But you managed to keep his arms pinned down.
Unconscious, he's still fighting us.
I'll kill you.
I smash it with my hammer.
Oh my god, he's gonna smash your staff! You immediately, involuntarily yoink it back to your side.
Oh. I do want to try to get the staff away from Illinsworth.
You're outside with the staff.
I'm going to try to break it.
No, not your precious little staff. It's as helpless as a day-old rutabaga.
Ghourd's in the kitchen making coffee with the staff on his back.
Don't like it.
I'm training my skills until I'm the best fighter in the world, and then when the end days come, I'm gonna kill the moon. Hello and welcome to another episode of PeakD&D. We are PeakD&D doing dungeon things, and let's roll some dice.
And dragon things.
Alrighty.
And more dragons.
So last week you fought some spooky dudes and befriended a half-orc monk who wants to kill the moon.
Yeah.
Grodnak.
Yes, Grognak. After fulfilling your contract to fix up the observatory you had just finished looting, you guys went along.
Not my fault this time.
No, not your fault.
I can't believe.
Is Grognak? Is he just hanging out at the monastery now? Is that...
Oh yeah, he's pleased as punch that the telescope is working again. His intention is to live there and keep an eye on his arch nemesis.
He's got a king-size bed. He's ready to go.
Then we left on good terms, right?
Oh yeah, you guys were.
Right. We can stop on by whenever we want.
Cool.
Yeah, anytime. So you guys have been on the road for another couple of days since then. You have felt the shadows staring at you as you go, getting the sense that perhaps the queen below is not quite done with you yet.
We gotta get rid of that staff.
No, I don't think it has anything. I think it does have something to do with that, but I think we should just keep it.
It's probably only helping us.
Did your dad
I think so.
murder a village?
That seems to be what or at least he knows the guy who did.
Maybe our grandfather?
Yeah, it would have been judging from the age of that half orc you were talking to, probably about at least 20 years ago.
Does evil get passed down?
Yeah, he described his village of orcs getting killed to death by somebody wearing a pretty similar medallion to the one you found in your father's study.
Yep.
Does evil just get passed down from generation to generation?
God, I hope not. It does live in that staff, though, so you might want to think about that.
I mean, it does, though, but...
No,
we've all
been there. Just let's leave the staff
alone. I get it.
The staff has done no new tricks for you in the meantime.
So let's just...
Fine, let's go.
Try to get to Semberhome.
It's a great walking stick.
Wherever we're supposed to go.
It is.
So in the late afternoon of your second day of travel from the observatory, you arrive at the shore of Lake Sember.
This is the lake.
Settlement essentially marks the border between the elven realm of Cormanthier and the human realm of the Dalelands. And you can see it's not a tree city of the elves, but you can see like delicate lattice architecture across the lake, and what looks like a fairly healthy elven settlement.
Well, we made it, guys.
Yes.
You see, Staffy?
I was never invited to holidays here.
Yeah. Do you think? How many elves have I met?
Well,
My dad?
and
Right.
that shopkeeper who was a total dick.
Right. So this is unfortunately where my mind is going. Like I'm all like, oh, this is gonna. Oh man, is this whole
You
town?
met some elven children that seemed pretty nice.
Is this whole town? Just
We did
full-
save some
Yeah.
elven
Where did they live?
Phelan Salamar. That was
that's not here.
an elven settlement that was within the Dalelands itself. It was
That's
an
not
elven
good.
community.
All right.
Like a gated community.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We just
Those
saved a bunch of
humans,
rich white
though.
kids. Is what we
Run
did.
the country club. Sure. Great.
Fair
Well,
enough.
whatever.
All right. Well, this is great. I don't have to sell anything here, so that's. I mean, unless we want to offload some of our stuff.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yes.
Did we leave the monks the silverware too?
What's silverware?
That we stole from the observatory.
I mean, the utilitarian stuff. We just kept the nice stuff.
All right. Well, let's go into this city full of douchebags.
We don't know that yet.
There's humans here too.
There is a human population, yes.
Oh.
Well, none of-
Well, they've been right kind to me anyway. So
They've been
Yeah,
just
right?
great.
Another fantasy race that's been nothing but a jerk to you.
Here's the question: How long are we here? We just need to do some research. We need to see if there's any trace of my father, if he's been here.
Figure out where he went next.
yeah.
and-
Yeah, or if he's here. I mean, maybe he's still. I doubt it. I don't feel uncoordinated, so I don't think he's
Quick, try and shoot an elf blast.
yeah, we're trying to jump over something.
Here, I put an apple on my head. Try to shoot the Eldritch Blast.
All right, Ghourd.
And that's how Ghourd got shot in the face. All
I
right.
got this scar from Jaastien.
Yeah, right.
All right.
If
So,
you
yeah,
if you
let-
scratch and
let's-
sniff it, it smells like the
we need
Feywild.
to keep a bit of a low profile in this town. I think, as best we can.
As a half elf, a halfling, and a
And
dwarf.
walking into.
I imagine this is an elven and human community. I imagine there's plenty of half elves about.
my humongous carrot.
That's probably fair.
I don't know. I mean,
My
do we?
staff.
Is it like pretty empty? Is it a busy, bustling town? Is it what is
As
it?
we
It's a
approach.
fairly bustling town, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's got a couple of it's not just a couple of families of humans. There's like a human population there.
Sure.
It is majority elven, but it's probably 50, 60,000 people live here.
Lake Semberhome. Population
Let's go.
55,000.
Yes.
See, there's a population sign.
Yeah, it's on this sign.
It's huge.
Welcome to Semberhome, a
This
community
place
that cares.
This is great. So, are there anybody other than elves? And like, do we see any
Is it
other
diverse?
races around? Is it diverse, or are
mean-
we all sticking out like a sore thumb?
There's
You
not
aren't.
a lot of halflings and dwarves, but you are correct. There's a decent sized number of half elves that you can see. You see the occasional member of you see other races occasionally. I mean, probably adventuring parties. Most of the ones that you see are equipped.
Oh, yeah, so we're
Great.
fine.
So
Look,
we'll-
they have
yeah.
swords too. We're
Let's
fine.
just keep a low profile.
Howdy, y'all.
That's all I'm saying. Great.
My, you have a fascinating accent. Welcome to Semberhome.
Yeah, well, I come from town.
Do we need some digs? Are we like? That's what I'm saying. Like, we should maybe find a place to stay.
Yeah, I mean, local tavern's probably the best place.
We just need to gather some information first, get our bearings.
How many cold iron arrows was I able to recoup from our shadow friends?
From the Shadow Friends, absolutely none. All of their shit turned into Shadow Guns.
Oh, lame. Okay, never mind.
Could've
We have
pulled one out
gone
of your
this
back.
long without a swear on this on the channel.
Reset the clock. 7 minutes.
A new record.
Great. Oh, I do know Fairy Fire. Son of a whore.
Reset it again.
Then,
Click.
all right. Great. I say we.
Yeah, local tavern or something.
Yeah, let's go get the lay of the land.
Just asking around for a tavern.
No, I think we.
Let's-
I would
oh,
say
we're
we're
just
walking
looking
down the
for-
thoroughfare looking for.
Yeah, I'd like to find some other adventurous-looking folk and
fine.
say, greetings, fellow adventurers.
I'm Max from.
Where's the best place to get a drink around here for a traveler weary of adventurous exploits?
Alrighty. Well, make a straight charisma roll.
All right. 18.
18. Okay.
His dad's not here.
I would like to keep an eye out for like with thieves can't.
Oh,
like,
straight
with those
charisma.
eyes
Sorry,
for-
15.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm keeping my eyes out for thieves can't eat things.
Very good. Alrighty. Ben, you find a couple of adventuresome types around the market square, and they recommend the Drunken Flump.
The drunken fluff. I love it.
What's a flump?
It's I read about them. They're like
That's why I'm asking
they're
you.
like
Don't worry,
floating
future
jellyfish.
Tony will put one up on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some good photoshopping, future Tony.
They look like floating jellyfish,
Oh, like this one?
but bigger. Yes. The drunken flump.
Wow,
There's probably
I
a
can't
picture
believe
of the
those
sign.
special effects. Can we afford that?
No.
No.
Let's go to the tavern.
I can't make rent this month.
Let's go.
Due to
Let's go
special
check out
effects.
the drunken flump.
The Drunken Flump. Yep, it's got a big sign, one of those jellyfish creatures, what looks like downing a brew and like trying to give a thumbs up with another tentacle.
That's a flump.
Yes, looks like that.
Weird.
Sort of rainbowy colors.
I get. It's like a unicorn octopus.
Kinda?
Yeah, it's a rainbow octopus.
I've
Wow,
heard
I'm
wrong
not
there,
exactly
similes.
sure I know what either of those animals are,
Fair
but
I think they exist.
Alrighty. So you get in, and this place is a little bit more divey than you would expect in an elven town. Normally, their taverns are all, smooth jazz and wine goblets, but
Right.
this is a place with a little grime on it, a little grease in the food.
Fair
Sweet.
enough.
hopefully they got good vegetables here.
They got the best vegetables.
Then we
I
will
don't
sidle
know
up
about
to
the
the.
best.
As you're expressing skepticism, a serving boy comes up with a big old salad and hands it off to you.
Vegetables. Nice. What are these radishes?
Here, you want to
Sweet
try this
potatoes?
sauce from the outlying ranches.
Do
It's
I?
in a valley just over the hill. It's a bit hidden, but you can use
Oh,
It's a
hidden
major
valley?
export.
it.
Hidden Valley sauce. Okay.
Yep, that's exactly what we call it. Who knew?
Exactly distinct enough to pass muster on YouTube.
How good is it?
Well, you're iffy about the sauce, but the vegetables are actually delicious.
Ooh, I shouldn't have poured all. I should have asked for the dressing on the side
Always ask for the dressing on the
because the
side.
veggies are actually pretty good, but the
Well-
sauce, yeah,
Live and learn.
Needs okra.
Needs more okra.
needs more potatoes. I like potato salad.
I asked the server, who runs this place?
Well, let me check my dungeon master's notes, he
The
says.
proprietor of this fine
Weird.
establishment.
Wait, there's a dungeon here?
Yes.
Well, that's okay. That group's on it over there.
Oh, okay. Thanks, group. I'm gonna eat more vegetables.
There we go.
Speaking of group, we might need to check in with one another soon.
Yes.
Get rid of that staff, we'll talk.
Moppet.
But no,
Muppets.
but no.
The proprietor is an overweight dwarfish man with hair growing from just everywhere hair can grow on a dwarf.
That's quite a few places.
Quite a few.
It's everywhere.
And some of them may surprise you.
What happens next will shock you.
Welcome to the Drunken Flump.
and
I'm
his-
Muppet. How can I help you?
Oh, well, your vegetables are really good, so you know
Ah,
how to
thank
buy
you.
those.
Yes.
Good. The elves take good care of soil. I'll say that much for them.
That they do.
Yes.
Almost as good as my family.
Well, we're new in town, and we were looking for perhaps a room, and to get the lay of the land from a person who lives here. and
Excellent.
knows
Well,
things.
of course I can help you with that. We do have vacancies available. How many rooms will it be?
How many beds are in a room?
We're balling on a budget, so we'll just take one room.
One room it is. Do you
Yes.
want the single king or the double queen?
The double, and then Ghourd can have the floor.
Okay.
Hey, now, that's rude.
I'm
Would
sorry,
like
you
to do
can
a
snuggle
couch?
with Illinsworth. Can we have a trundle brought up? Rolled away, perhaps?
I don't know what it'll look like. I got unseen servants on the beck and call. It takes time.
Well, the last place we were at.
Fair enough. Well, it's what we've become accustomed to, Ghourd. We're gonna have to learn new ways.
Yes,
of
yes,
dining.
that's okay. I'll get my.
I
own
was
bed.
careful. I almost said lower my expectations, but we're gonna have to.
I'm standing right
It's
here.
like I am right here. Yes. And can you seem to get a lot of travelers along the way, heading between the two.
Oh yes,
realms up here.
we specialize in travelers. The elven community can be a little bit intimidating for folks who are used to a bit of grease in their lives. So that's why I run this place. Folks of the road.
Yes, well, we're certainly, we're certainly grateful for a place to lay our heads after the travels that we've had lately. I'm curious a little bit about, do you keep track of the people who come and go from here? Or it seems like a pretty large task.
Man, I can't tell you the number of times I've been asked that question. So who are you, Talon? Are you going after Imlarwell Silverhand? Are you looking to track down Drisdorden? Or
nothing so trite as that. But we are looking for a wealthy harpist. He's an elven gentleman, I believe.
Ah, I see. Harpist.
Yeah.
Doesn't really ring any bells. You promise you're not tracking this guy down so you can murder him?
No. Well, he tried to kill us, but we're just trying to find out why. That's all.
Well, all right. I'll take a look at my guest log.
I don't think he would have stayed here, but maybe he came through.
I don't recall the gentleman you're speaking of, but maybe Farthington there can tell you. He's my serving boy.
Sure.
If there's no offense to your establishment here, this is my kind of place and my kind of people, but if I was a rich, snooty elf, where would I stay?
Oh, rich, snooty elf. Richest and snootiest?
You have no idea.
The snootiest of snoots.
All right. That would be the Autumn Blossom in the High District.
Cool. Appreciate that. Also, you got a temple or a priest around here that you like? One of your favorites?
Well, there's really only one church in town.
Oh, all right.
Let's see here. That is, the Temple of Vedrina Gilmandrith.
Okay, that sounds real elf.
That's a handful.
Yeah, the elves are pretty active in the local government. Obviously, they've got we got a couple of shrines. A lot of human communities have little shrines, but we're talking like family shrines. As far as an organized church goes, yeah, you'll want that one. The priest's name there is also on my notes. Sivaril.
Sivaril.
All right.
That was Vedrina. What was the goddess of something?
Yes, that is one that has come up before. That is an elven goddess of war and grief.
Oh, that's the one that popped out of the window.
Yes.
Right. God, I love roots.
Since you're new in town and it's almost evening, I should let you know that citywide quiet hour begins at 7 p.m.
Okay.
The party begins at 8, right?
I mean, it does here.
Right.
And what does citywide quiet hour mean?
It's mostly an elven thing, but it's kind of observed citywide out of respect. That's when the grievers come out.
I'm sorry, what now? A griever?
The grievers of Cormanthier. It's a duty that they take sacred. There was things went a little bonkers here a while back, and an elven city met with a pretty terrible tragedy.
Yeah, city fell on top of another city.
Yeah, it just sounds so weird when you say that out loud.
It does, though, right?
I'm never really comfortable saying it to new people because they always look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah,
we heard
know
about it.
that.
It's totally weird.
Yeah. Anyway, a few years ago that happened, and ever since then, it's a religious ritual to honor the lost, the people who died when the cataclysm happened.
About 4 hours of singing the same long, drawn-out tones.
Well, it's only 1 hour. Okay. It was 4 the first year, and after that, they cut down to 1.
Now it's just more simply observed, really.
Yeah,
okay.
It's considered bad form to be like out and about talking and shouting or hooting or hollering or anything.
If I wanted to go witness this observance in a respectful way, where would I go do that?
Well, The major show happens at the temple. They've got a courtyard. They have the clergy all come out. They all sing, and most of the elves also join in the song too.
Is there a musical accompaniment to this? You said it's a song.
No, we're mostly a cappella. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not been to the church while it's happening. Maybe they got something there, but it's just a simple elven song.
Half of me is really into chanting and songs and stuff. Like,
Well, half of you is an elf, so
that's what I'm saying. Like, half of me,
when your
I might like to observe this
dad was
too.
writing a dirge.
He was. I don't know if it's this. I doubt it's this one.
No, but
Oh, he was writing something that first night we met him.
yeah, some song that he was debuting for Cormanthier.
Yeah, a dirge for Cormanthier is what he told you. He was
Maybe it
composing.
is. Okay, maybe we should check out this song. It's like, stay. Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, the Grievers of Cormanthier.
Yeah, no, your tragedy's
Fantastic.
cool. Let's go check that out.
Let's maybe. What time is it? Like, is it?
It's probably getting close on to 4:30, 5 o'clock.
All right. Well, we have a little bit of time
Yeah, let's eat some food and go.
for them. Eat that food.
Just don't
Is
get
there
the dressing.
Is there a general market's good or some?
Yeah,
armor
there's
smiths?
there's a marketplace in the city. A lot of people have stalls there. There are a few like brick and mortar shops,
Sure.
mostly for like higher end goods or more like refined crafts. But a lot of it is just people selling stuff on the
there-
streets.
would
That's where
there
most of the
be-
food is purchased.
Now, how does it work in this town, Moppet? Does the temple have a run of healing balms and things like that? Are those available at a potion shop?
Oh well, you'll find those goods are a little bit easier to come by here than I've heard in some of the southern
Yeah,
cities.
we were in the sticks for a while.
Well, the human approach to commercialism is no offense. They're somewhat fond of their monopolies. But no, there's a fairly brisk trade in health potions here. We get a lot of adventurers up on their way to go explore Mithranor.
Yeah, well,
What's that?
understandable.
Oh, well, that's what we call the city of Cormanthier now.
That's the city that landed on it.
Was
It's
Miss
Mithranor.
Well, no, you see,
No.
Mithranor used to be a ruin. It was
right.
a city from the Elven Golden Age some millennia ago. It had a big revival in the last century or so. And a few years ago was when the magical city fell on top of it. So it's called Cormanthier in polite company, but to the adventuring folk, it'll always be Mithranor.
Some
I
people
think.
are just up there trying to loot and pillage and find stuff.
Well, some of them
none
call
of
it, some of them call it in search of long lost elven artifacts, and but it's basically the same.
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
It's
I'm
basically
gonna get
great,
right into
probably,
it.
but
Yes, of
either
course.
way you cut it.
Sure.
Just foolhardy folk of the road up digging in dark corners for magic probably beyond them.
And sometimes there are things out there that get mad for people doing that. That's
Oh
all.
yeah, happens quite a bit.
Great. Well, that's good to know. Well, we should definitely. We have some items that we've collected that we'd like to maybe sell off that might be useful to somebody around here. There's a place to do that. I assume the marketplace.
Sure, marketplace will find you can buy and sell almost anything there.
Fantastic. Well, we should definitely stop by the marketplace before quiet hour, and then we'll get some tissues and just go cry for a little bit. It'll be fun.
I'm into it.
Great.
Sounds good to me.
And yes, we will take a room, and I'll pay him for the room.
Very good.
Up front.
So yeah, well, how long do you wanna pre-book for?
How long are we staying here?
Who knows, man? At least a couple nights, two nights, and see how it goes.
Okay.
We're not going to rest anyway. I mean, it's not gonna...
Yeah.
we don't need a place to
While
sleep.
we're even getting a room is beyond.
We slept
twice.
trying to
I know.
buy good
on the road.
I know.
in a bed. My God.
What's wrong with us?
The drunken flump. I like it. All right.
So yeah, I think 2 nights at least.
Yeah, we'll be in town for at least 2 nights.
All right, so you got one room for 2 nights. Yeah, call that 5 gold and includes meals.
Nice. What about drink vouchers?
No drink vouchers. He's got to make some money.
Oh, Pablo. All right. 5 gold pieces. I'll mark it off.
Can I have a tea of Paul?
He's like, oh, what now? All right. Fantabulous.
I would like to try, while we're in the market, I would like to use my urchin senses to try to, I don't know, like find out like one of the, some urchin kid who's in the know, and give them gold and money to tell me things.
Fair enough.
Give them electrum. We've got a lot of it.
Well, I don't have any of it on me, so I'm not going to be like, hey.
There you go.
No,
Take it.
Nope.
All right, so you're sort of navigating by your wits here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we make that an investigation roll?
Okay.
Guidance.
Aw, thanks. 21.
A 21. Okay. Yeah. You realize pretty early on that the thieves' cant that you know, it seems like it's not really present here, but
Okay.
you get a sense that there's definitely like an underworld in this city.
Yeah.
And you manage to ask around in right places and drop enough, code words. You manage to find about a teenage young man who knows both the camp that you know and the local.
Okay.
And if you throw a little money his way, he's happy to keep his eyes peeled for you.
Yeah, well, in general, so how much does it cost me to grease all these palms?
To grease the palms, good question. You could do 20 gold in total. That will buy you the kids deluxe package.
Yeah, cool.
Here's my packages, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, lay it on me. Lay it on me.
Here's the simple one.
So what specifically were you interested in learning?
Well, curious, just like what the underworld of this city looks like, if there is an underworld, and starting there.
So basically, the big game in this town for the underworld is smuggling elven artifacts out of the high forest.
Broken City.
So basically, it's kind of an upscale underworld a little bit. Lots of smoke-filled rooms
Of
and
course
crystal
it is.
decanters.
Smooth jazz.
Yeah, exactly. But there's also like a little bit of a grittier and more local sort of crime that basically kind of revolves around people not eating and wanting to do something about that.
Sure. Yeah, and just like the name of some like places or people, if we need to go that route of investigation.
Basically, you've heard that you should not go to the Autumn Blossom if you're not an elf.
Oh.
But what if we need to track someone who is probably there?
Well,
What if we're a half elf?
you definitely don't want to go if you're a half elf.
Yeah.
What
They are-
if I can disguise myself as an elf?
Oh yeah, with that.
It would be a
crazy
good
hat.
disguise.
Better be good.
I cast disguise self on myself.
That was pretty good.
I look like an elf.
Okay.
But that place has a bit of a reputation. A few wealthy non-elven travelers have gone missing there.
I don't think I can cast it on anybody else.
No.
I could disguise
Disguise
myself,
Yes.
but maybe I can be
You
your
can do it.
retainer. Your
Yeah.
manservant.
You're like a little. Oh, Chauncey.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, I can disguise myself for an hour.
I told you to keep the bloody gate.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. What's this dude's name?
The young kid that you met?
Yes.
Sala.
You are a gatekeeper.
Keep the bloody gate.
Yeah, we could be your
Cool. So,
entourage.
well, I appreciate it. Hopefully we're not going to be too far, in town for too long, but it's always good to know
I mean,
friends in the right places.
well,
Of course.
I'm not there.
Pleased to meet you, good sir.
You as well. Hey, if we needed to get the dirt on House Star,
I'm starring, huh?
yeah, you know anything?
Nah, it
Yeah.
doesn't sound like any of the locals.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Is there who's got a?
Well, it sounds familiar though. I think I might have read it on a plaque or something once.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And is there like a library in town or like a crazy old smart dude?
I mean, not much of a library, unfortunately. But you could talk to the old priest is kind of a...
Ah, cool.
He's a half priest, half historian, basically.
Ah, great. Yo, Sala, you have been a great help. Thank you.
A lot of our smuggled artifacts go missing once he gets involved.
Ah. Gotcha.
Ending up in respectable hands. Ugh.
Sure.
It's like they don't care about the economy at all.
No, they don't.
My God.
Cool. Well, I appreciate all your help.
Hey, no worries. Glad to meet you.
I was wondering if an entourage is acceptable at the Autumn Blossom.
I don't know. Do I know enough about Elvish culture to know any of that? Like,
you didn't get brought here on holidays, man.
yeah, no, I don't.
Well,
know.
he could just disguise self if that's a thing.
Do we see any elves walking around with like footmen or anything like that?
Oh,
If we go up to the High District,
Most of the people that you encounter with footmen have an exclusively elven entourage.
Dang it!
I mean,
I can look elven.
I could look a foot taller or short. I could try to disguise myself as an elven kid.
I can't disguise myself elven.
Because I too have disguise self.
But that's
Right.
self. Not-
yes, no. So the two
Not
of us
disguised
could,
Ghourd. Nobody
so we
has
could
that.
pass
No one
as
has
like
disguise
an
Ghourd.
elf man, like an elderly elf man, and his
Elderly?
child. Well, more.
Sure.
I'm a pretty young elf, half elf.
This
Like,
is
I'm-
my son, Clem.
Right. If I was to look my age and I was an elf, I would be I would be a very young elf.
Yeah. So I'm
But I'm a half elf, so
I see.
Yeah. All right, let's go to watch this ceremony.
yeah. Let's watch the ceremony as elves.
Alrighty.
And Ghourd.
No, elves and Ghourd.
I'm
You
good.
only got an hour, man. If you want that hour to be the quiet hour.
No, it's fine.
Alrighty. Well, as promised, at about 6 o'clock by the sundial, the background noise that accompanies a city just seems to like substantially diminish. And then you can hear faint singing coming from basically every direction. Just a long, sort of grievous dirge of a song. It probably wouldn't be out of place in a Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, elves, man, and their songs. They love. We're lucky it's only an hour. Have you ever been to an elvish wedding? My God,
No.
Oh,
it's
God.
6 days long.
No. Well, yeah, when you live
And that's
for,
not even counting the reception.
that's just the
That's
ceremony.
just a ceremony.
well, when you live for forever.
I guess you take your time.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's
Let's-
not bad.
Oh wait,
It's no
they're starting
country
the second
album.
movement now. 20 minutes in, that's about right.
I would like to go to the church to actually witness this place at the epicenter.
Yeah, I'll go. I know how to be.
Sure. Are we
Respectful.
allowed to like be on the streets and stuff during this hour? Or is
Yep,
it like
there's
You
people
just
on the
can't like.
streets.
You just can't like be hooting and hollering.
yeah, we gotta be not carrying on like we normally would at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
on Friday.
but there's occasionally people who are having quiet conversations,
Yeah.
and like there's people still buying stuff.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's just like it's considered like bad form to be loud and disruptive.
Right. There's no drunken revelry or.
Doesn't seem like
Yeah.
it. Not at 6 p.m. In the temple square, which is where you guys just told me you were going to wait. You
there.
see there's probably about 24 robed elves and one human who just apparently are leading the song. They don't have anything in front of them. They're just they are wearing these like sort of slate gray, kind of bluish robes. But you can see that they are rending at those garments as they carry on through the song.
Interesting. Can I, from where we are, can I see any of these faces of the elves?
You can see it. Yeah, you can see their faces. They're not taking pains to conceal them. or
And do
anything.
I know any of them? Are they my relatives? Are they my father's not here?
Nobody you recognize.
Okay.
Nobody you know well enough to recognize at a distance of 100 feet or more.
Fair enough. Right. I'm also just trying to make sure that like they might not recognize me.
Very.
Fair enough. All right. We will observe this, and then should we go into the temple and
Maybe?
talk to a man about a stick?
What?
Nope.
No.
Yep.
My stick?
No.
No.
Different stick.
No, the harp stick.
Yeah,
This one.
yeah, like the
That
stick
is-
that you play the harp with.
Totally.
Remember
Because if
we-
we can find that, then we can find
My dad.
exactly.
The harp stick.
Yeah, it's
Remember
what
he
they
had a
used
harp in the middle of his room, and
Yeah.
we were like, we
to
have
play
to
the
go.
dirge. I think maybe it's
They
called
took
a bow.
his stick?
A bow.
You can't. Yeah, bow. Like a bow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that cursed too?
Probably. That's why we have to investigate it, Ghourd.
We'll have to be cautious.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, yep, but after about an hour of that dirge, settles back down.
Well, that was
And,
interesting.
Yeah, the noise just kind of gradually comes back.
Turn it up to 11.
All right.
These go to 4.
Great.
Yeah, Elven Spinal Tap is not great. It's
Great fun you guys
funny.
have.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Let's go. Do we want to go check out this temple?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go see.
Well, they might have like the good stuff, like the good
They might have
health
the
potions,
greater
like the bigger
We
ones.
should talk to some people. And...
Can we get a bigger one than that? Is there bigger ones?
There
than that?
is. I've heard that there are bigger ones.
We might need a bigger one. Just one. We don't have to go crazy.
Yep. Yep. They're usually
I still want like
really
a
expensive.
backpack that you can fill it with health potions and you just have a straw.
Just like a
That's what I
straw.
want.
You know what? You should take a level in Artificer.
That's
You
the
know
solution
what?
to everything.
Maybe I will.
One
All right.
level of Artificer.
Let's go check out this cool elven temple to the goddess of war. That can only end well.
I'm going to call it a
grief.
potato pack. And it's
potato
gonna,
pack.
It's gonna.
Do you think potatoes
Go
are used
through
in
the
healing
realm.
potions? I bet some alchemists
It
probably
hold,
do.
it could hold a healing potion.
Potion makers. I don't know.
It's a lot of starch.
All right. Hi. That was a lovely service. Thank you so much. I'm Jaastien. This is my friend Illinsworth and Ghourd.
He's come so far since.
We just wanted to come see your beautiful temple. To the my family, of course, followers of this goddess, Vidrina.
Then I bid you welcome, brother in grief. I am Vanya.
Vanya, it's so nice to make your acquaintance.
It was
and I am grieved by your grief. And
Thank
may it
you.
grieve us together.
I am grieved by your grieving my grief.
Oh no. No. I
You
have
have
to
to-
walk away.
you have to
no,
go-
no.
you have to go to the
I'm walking away before this gets.
So
I'm
this
grieving
door
at
right
the
here,
circles that are
the
happening
main
right
the main
now.
door that into this, it locks right from the inside. I mean, it locks right. Like so, if someone
Yeah.
decided they needed to, okay, great. I'm just gonna. Is it okay? We'd like to speak with you in private, if that's okay.
It's locks, right?
Well,
There's a lot of grieving.
I
to
don't typically take confession so soon after, but I can assist you, yes.
Wonderful.
I was afraid of
Shh.
that.
Can you remove a curse?
Wait, no, what? I don't think that's necessary.
Oh, I see.
I don't think it's. I don't. That's not.
Have a seat, Ghourd.
Oh no, my friend, you are most grievously cursed.
Can we all just
Cursed
stop
with
saying
covetousness.
grief? It's very weird.
Yeah, this stick.
It's
He's got that
starting to
stick on his
sound
back.
weird now.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Yes, I can help.
There's no need to be sorry.
we can
It's
pay.
just my stick, and it's
Okay.
fine. It's
I would love to be able to help you. She slowly pushes a donation plate forward.
What did you want to do?
What's
with all
the
your
going
electrum?
rate for dwarf curses
In Electrum.
removal?
Ah,
an
well,
electron.
that depends. Are we removing it from the dwarf, or
Can
is
you
it
just
a
get-
dwarven curse?
If you can just
Oh,
remove
fair.
the curse that's on him that is from this item. Don't
It is,
touch
Oh,
it is
yes,
from this
I
item, but I really don't think you
understand
should.
well.
It might screw something up or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna try to talk in circles.
It's probably not going to do very well.
That's pessimistic. You'd fit right in. Ghourd, you no longer want to have anything to do with this terrible stick.
Do I feel like I could touch it and put it on the ground?
Probably yes.
Ah! What happened?
Yes.
Do we touch that anymore?
No.
Is
Do
this
you
item
want it?
still
No.
cursed, or
Do
do
you
we have
want
to pay
it?
to have that destroyed?
Oh,
Or do we just leave this here with you?
Do you want it? Do you want that stick?
We are capable of handling the item if you would rather be rid of it.
Thank you.
Do you want it?
I drop another. What? How much money is this?
Don't
cost
look
me?
at me,
50
man.
gold. I'll fit another 50 gold. Please, if you would just
Use the electrum.
give me. Yeah, we're gonna pay for it in electrum. 100 electrum.
100 electrum. There you go.
And
Okay, you don't want it.
nope.
Are you sure?
I'm not gonna.
I don't want it. You don't want it. Do you want it? I mean,
No.
okay. Good.
Look,
All
she's
right.
a holy
I think
elf.
we're safe now.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing
Content
that.
with the electrum. Thank you.
Yeah, we found a lot of it. But
Thank you.
thank you for taking it and destroying it because it's
Money's
bad.
money, man.
It will be laid to rest, I assure you.
That
Thank
song.
you.
that you were
Don't touch
singing,
it.
Is that a new song? Is that an old song?
Oh, quite old, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's, it's... Elves have often have difficulty with the concept of mortality. It is often used to teach young elves who have suffered their first loss about the necessity of balance in nature. The death must accompany that which lives.
Well, yeah, I guess they don't really.
Does this song have a name that translates to common, or is it only in the Elvish tongue?
It translates to common roughly as this cold night.
Very haunting. Very beautiful. I'd never heard it before.
I hope that you do not have to hear it much more.
I appreciate
It is, well, the occasions that bring it are not joyful ones.
If we wanted to speak to the high priest, abbot, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the terminology.
Oh, priest is fine.
When was the best time to do it?
Silveril. He often will meet with folks in the morning.
Oh, perfect.
He has a great many evening duties to attend to.
Of course.
But yes, if you were to arrive in the morning, you might be able to speak with him. Is it something I may be able to assist you with, or?
Well, we just heard he was a bit of a historian, and we're.
Oh yes, he has a great interest in Cormanthier.
Yeah, and so we were just hoping to get a moment of his time for some very small niche matter.
See, I'm trying to
very
learn
well.
about my
I feel that
elven heritage. Is all.
Okay. I feel that I should warn you that if you're looking for assistance in acquiring some potent relic of Mithranor, he's unlikely to assist.
No, that's not it. I don't think.
We seek only stories and knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, well, those he is willing to share.
Perfect.
I apologize for misinterpreting.
Oh,
We
it's
have
okay.
many folks of goodly adventurous nature come to hear about the X or Y or Z great elven relic that they hope to plunder from the ruins of our kingdom.
Of course.
He has little patience for it at this point.
I understand that.
We find that in our travels, if we dress more like those adventurous types, the other adventurers stay away from us and don't give us as much grief.
Oh, well, perhaps I should try that.
I mean, generally, as
no one really comes near this carrot hammer.
Yeah, as a scholar.
It is very striking, sir.
Yes, as scholars, we just find it better to avoid confrontation in general, and this get up, as you will helps us keep up appearances.
Well, I hope it works well for you, sir.
It grieves me greatly, but yes.
Would it help to like make an appointment or something?
I can certainly take your name down.
So we.
It's Jaastien and friends.
And friends.
Yes.
Is that with one or two Ds?
In the common, 1D.
Sorry, my common is rubbish. There we are.
Many
It doesn't flow
many
off the tongue like the mother language does it.
Well,
What's
you
an
can-
apostrophe?
You can recite love poetry in common. It sounds like you're ordering the invasion of Poland.
It's a strange city I visited once.
Oh, I've heard your stories. Playboy, I'm good.
Yep. Well, I suppose.
We'll be back in the morning.
Unless you have.
Do you have health potions here?
Oh yes, we sell quite a few.
Do you have big health potions here?
We have them in a variety of sizes. Yes,
What's your biggest one?
Big
I think it's about 16 ounces.
Oh. What have we been drinking?
About 8.
8.
Yes. We had a couple of graders. I think this one might be there might be a superior.
Big guns.
We sometimes sell the big gulp potions, but I'm afraid we're out with the honeysuckle shortage.
I noticed the Slurpee machine. Classy.
Oh, you simply must try them frozen if you have.
Oh,
Shake it around.
They even have potato flavor.
I know.
Somehow we do.
Yes, and there's also. All right. Well, I suppose this is right from the source. This is probably one of the better places to get them, and I assume that they'll be a competitive price compared to where you can pick them up from the marketplace and such.
Certainly, our prices are competitive. If you'll just follow the signs that say exit, it will actually take you out through the gift shop. You can purchase them there.
Ooh.
See, they do have a gift shop, Ghourd.
Is this another tourist trap?
I bet you would. All right.
I am so grieved to hear that.
Grief be with you. Grief be with you.
We had a bad experience on the road, so sorry.
Hey, they got two moods: grief and war. Which one
let's
do you want?
Let's get a grief sickle on the way out, and we'll be fine.
I hope it doesn't.
I got my grieve on. I want a shirt.
Got my grieve on at the temple.
Got my grief on.
At the temple of Lysistrata.
Got my grief on and
the temple of. I just said it. I can't remember his name.
Are you grieving hard or hardly grieving?
All right. So yeah, we'll pick up.
War. But if you have
we'll
to make
also
war, that's
pick
fine
up
too.
as many health potions as we can get, as we care for.
Okay.
Are they greater? Can we get?
Yeah, you can buy regular, and you can buy like the first 3 steps of health.
Oh, okay,
potion.
great. Wow.
I mean, I say we do that as part of our.
Yeah, we'll do it in the
that's
shopping
fine.
list.
Yeah.
I'm just making notes.
But
of
just
what
you
else
know, as you plan it, just
Yeah.
factor to
and cut out.
and yeah,
the
you'll
gold.
find them at market price.
Great, fantastic. All right. What else are we doing tonight? Anything else?
Sleeping for the 3rd or 4th night in a row.
Yes.
You guys feel so well rested. It's
so
weird.
strange.
We're buying health potions.
There's no night hags in your dreams. You're resting
this
based
is
on the cycle of the sun and not when you need spells back. It's great.
Is there a log, like is there a sign-in sheet or something? Like, can we see who's visited this temple?
Oh, there is a guest book. Yes.
Okay. I'd like to take a look at it and
All right.
see if my dad's name is on it.
Roll me intelligence.
Straight up.
Check out any names too from the list that we found.
Guidance.
Okay.
Yeah, that list from the Nick Kirby.
Oh yeah, I'll see if any of those names are on there too. But let me do. This is the one I want. Oh heck yeah, that's what's intelligence +3? 22.
22. Okay. So you don't see the name Lionel Lysanthier on the guest list. However, you do see a different name written in pretty familiar handwriting.
Perfect Elven, as I may add.
Even better.
Perfect Elven cursive as always.
Perfect Elven cursive. It makes you mad just to look at it.
Is it a pseudonym of any? Should I take?
Alias.
May I take note of such an
Taka
alias?
Moonmeadow.
Taka Moonmeadow. All right.
Well, that's good if we're going to be in.
It's a really bad pseudonym.
Then I will also. It seems
Send
like
my bells.
tradition to be. We should sign in. I'll. As well, but I'll.
If you're
I'll use
attending a
fake.
service.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
not just by stopping in for the
Yeah.
gift shop. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it is. It's at the, like the main worship area, and there's a guest book there.
Great. All right. I think our good long lost uncle has been here.
Now you have a name for when you go to the Autumn Blossom.
Also true. All right, and then I suppose we'll hunker down for the night.
Yep. I know.
How
weird,
many?
right?
How long ago was that last? Did Taka Moonmeadow sign?
That was 3 days ago,
3 days. Okay.
Hot on his trail.
which would have been, like the Sunday service.
All right. And did he sign in any other time around there, or
Nope, just the once.
just the once? All right.
Okay.
Anybody else in his party? Just the one name?
Nope, just Yeah, if he had anybody with him, they must have signed it themselves.
Yeah.
And anybody off that list of the necromancers?
Nope, none of those names look familiar.
All right.
No cross ring foreseen.
All right.
Cool.
Beautiful. Well,
Well, this was a win. We got rid of the staff. And we
I
got
agree. I'm all about it.
on a pseudonym.
Woo!
Yes.
I would agree. Good riddance.
we bought some health potions and
Sleeping.
things like that. All right,
Regularly.
I guess we'll take a long rest.
Take a long rest.
What?
Enjoy.
Oh!
Nothing terrible happens.
For the first time ever.
Doesn't this feel good?
Yeah.
Being
does.
well rested before an adventuring day.
My
It
God.
does. So good.
Alrighty. So, any urgent business in the morning, or are you headed to the temple?
Just to the temple.
Yeah, we're going to talk to
Civil.
Tylenol.
Civaril. He does sound a little bit like a medication. Is Civaril right for you? Do you often
Grieving.
feel as though a giant magical city has fallen on top of your giant magical city?
Civaril.
Civaril can help.
Side effects may include absolute crushing underneath the city that falls on top of it.
Side effects may include grieving
And service to the queen below.
or wanting to enact war.
Do 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 do. The queen below. It's just their little jingle.
All right. Yes, let's go. We have an appointment, gentlemen.
We do. We made an appointment.
Sort of.
Well, he knows we're coming.
Alrighty, and he is in fact waiting at the door. He appears to, well, I mean, it's hard to tell how old elves are, but he definitely has an aura of older than the rest of these punk asses around him.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Blessings to you, friends.
Blessings to you.
To you.
Vania
Yes.
led me to believe that I might be of some assistance to you.
Historically speaking.
Yes,
We are hoping.
she mentioned that. Well, perhaps we could retreat to my office and you can tell me how it is I may be able to advise you.
Yes, please. That would be.
We're
Most
here to
helpful.
loot Mithra now.
So we're looking for this trip.
That was a joke. Come on.
So we have several histories that we've been studying of the elvish heritage that I possess, and just looking for more information as we're trying to track down some of my elvish ancestors and we're working on a book, you see.
yes, a genealogy. Perhaps.
Yes. So we're trying to find more information, connections to other families and other things in the area, and that has led us to Semberhome as part of that journey, educational.
Excellent. I must say, you've chosen an excellent place to investigate such things. Semberhome has stood, well, since the fall of Mithranor.
Yes.
the original.
The original, yes.
The OG.
These things do get a bit confusing.
Yeah,
can
sorry, I
appreciate that,
apologize.
but, yes, the original. This city was founded as part of the original Elven Kingdom of Cormanthier.
Yes.
Served as a border with the human lands.
Yes.
And, well, we've endured quite some time.
Indeed.
But that is to say that many of the illustrious families of elven nobility have lived here at one point or another, and plenty of common families as well. Almost everyone has roots here in Semberhome.
Probably.
Indeed. So I'd like to pull out the book with the genealogy that we have and ask about a few of the other names in there, not star him directly, and just sort of pepper that one in and see what he might know about.
Okay.
A couple of random ones.
So yeah, he's happy to give you the family history of every name you mention.
just sort of
Yeah.
glazed over a
Yes,
little
this
bit.
meeting is running perhaps a little bit longer than you originally intended,
Right.
but when you get to star him, he does not acknowledge it in any way. And if you mention another one after it, like you're listing them offhanded, he immediately jumps on the one after star him.
Interesting. Okay. Yes. Well, I mean, all very, very helpful. I mean, there's just other than that one that didn't seem to know that much about. But this has been super, super helpful. I mean, is there just that one just doesn't show up in many things? Or
Which one?
The house, which one?
Oh, I forget. How did you?
House Starum?
I don't remember. It's fine. Can I make an insight check on him?
Oh, you can certainly.
Do we need to?
I mean,
Also true.
it's a pretty easy check.
Well, I probably can't cast guidance on myself without noticing.
Guidance.
So
Grievance. Grievance.
Do it.
so
It's guidance.
I'm not going to try it because I don't want him to be like, "What are you doing?" 18.
Yeah, he seems uncomfortable.
Just purposefully avoiding it.
Yeah, when House Starum is mentioned, he, if you ask him directly about it, he acknowledges that he does know about them, but they're not really a name that's often spoken of in the best circles or in the most polite of tones.
Sort of. There's some baggage to unload with that one.
Millennia's worth, I'm afraid.
Well, I certainly don't want to make you uncomfortable. I certainly hope I'm not related to any of those people.
If you were, sir, I would avoid advertising such.
Interesting.
It's really best that you know. If you are pursuing this, then I don't want you to
knowledge is the reason
inadvertently give offense to anyone you're speaking to.
And if we have offended you, sir, I do apologize.
No, not I. I understand that you are researching, and not every elven name is one to be celebrated.
Certainly.
The Starum family is one of the oldest elven houses. It is one of the original 99.
I had mentioned that. Okay.
No, it's the 99 souls.
Oh, well, maybe. Yes. One of the 99 houses, yes.
One of the, yes,
I'm saying
of the
this in my
99,
head.
the greatest nobles. They are,
souls, meaning
technically speaking, even in the royal line of succession. But they were an ambitious family. They...
This tracks.
The House Starum believed that the elven kingdom of Cormanthier, in its original form, would be lessened by the inclusion of the other races of the world.
Shush. Let the man speak. Save it for our thesis.
Tony's laughing.
They were the most staunch advocate against the decision to open the city of Cormanthier to travel and to diplomacy. They believed that the elves were cut of a different cloth and ought to remain distinct. And to their great shame, once they failed to win that argument, they began to find other ways of expelling those they did not believe belonged. It got to the point where one of them even challenged the coronal.
Oh.
He lost.
Rightly so, I'd imagine.
Thereafter, the Starum family was excluded from the power of the city and our nation. However, they were able to get back in through a feat that has not been repeated in some time.
What kind of feat?
Well, perhaps in the course of researching your genealogy, you may have come across... Well, here, let me show you. He walks over to a cabinet and pulls out a dusty and long disused longsword in a leather scabbard. you can see elven runes all along the pommel. He just half draws it out of the sheath, and it's a bright silvery color. This is a moonblade. My family's moonblade, specifically. Those who trace their lineage to one of the original 99 elven houses can take these blades up. They are powerful weapons, but they are particular about who they may be used by. Typically, one must have a familial connection to one of the 99 and be judged by the sword as a virtuous and worthy wielder. And that is how, that is important, honestly, to the elven line of succession. Whenever a moonblade takes a new wielder, a new rune appears, and it grows in strength. It is said that should the royal line of succession in Evermeet ever fail, then the moonblade, the bearer of the moonblade, with the largest number of runes, the most worthy scions of the house, will be crowned the next king and queen of elvenkind.
And House Starim has one of these moonblades.
House Starim has a moonblade. A different branch of the Starim family in ages past sought to regain their family's status in Cormanthier. They did so by appearing before the Coronal in humility and humbly drawing the blade of House Starim. The sword judged him worthy, and so House Starim was reinvigorated. It became clear many years later that, well, rather than using their time away from power to become worthy, they had found a way to corrupt the magics of the Moonblade. The only successful case in history. The blade of House Starim will allow only the most vigorously, let's just say that only those who most embody the ideals of House Starim to wield it.
Ooh.
Now, the reason I caution you against this is that this is a known fact among many elven nobles, that House Starim is not to be trusted, that they have participated in the greatest shames ever to come to our race. To ask about them idly is to invite offense, and, it's liable to be a detriment to finishing your book, I'm afraid. So I tell you this so that you might understand.
And thank you for this most grievous of news. We will certainly exercise caution in the future.
I would advise
in
it,
this
yes.
line of research.
Do you, not to be indelicate or anything, but do you know who wields that blade right now? Or like who?
Thankfully, I don't believe it has a wielder. Every so often, a Starim or some member of a lesser house with a familial connection to Starim has obtained it and, well, typically brought it to very poor use.
Have you ever heard it mentioned as a proper name?
It has a few titles. Let's see. The Blade of the People is the most common one. It's also known as the Dark Moon.
The sword is?
Yes. The blade itself. It is a midnight black in color.
Have you ever
not
had
shiny silver like yours out?
No, not
because
like
of
not like a typical moon blade. It's I suspect that to be a divine curse. Coralon himself likely would not permit the corrupted moonblade to bear the image of an uncorrupted one.
Dark moonblade.
Just to make sure that we don't run afoul and step on any toes, are there any symbols associated with this house?
House
crest,
Starim.
house
I
crest.
believe their crest was a. their house has been out of favor for so long. I've not managed to acquire any of their heraldry. There is another symbol, not associated with the family, but with one of their less savory endeavors. They founded an organization, the Eldath Vatua, in the common tongue, victorious blade of the people. It represents anathema to everything that the elven people stand for. But it says that elven lands must be made pure of those other peoples that the family Starim looked down on. And they are known to use violence in service to this end. Their symbol is the skull of a human, split asunder by the dark moon itself.
Have you ever heard that sword ever referenced as Lady Starum?
Lady Starum. Oh, yes, that makes sense. The sword is inhabited by the spirit of one of its wielders, a matriarch of House Starim. I'm sure her name is somewhere. I didn't write it down because I'm stupid. But
no, you've actually been the smartest person we've encountered in a great
well,
long
thank you
while.
very much.
I think our book is going to be like twice as long as I originally thought it would.
I must caution you that to publish too much about this will make it
not including
unpopular with elven authors.
Not the Starum stuff. Yeah,
All right.
we'll just.
Well, yes.
That's for our own edification alone, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly glad to help. I would believe I was in the middle of a ramble when you asked me that question.
Lady Starum.
Lady Starum, yes. Lady Starum. One of the wielders of the Moonblade was a sun elf matriarch by the name of and her.
Of course, I've heard of her.
Yes, she was the one, I believe, who founded the Eldath Vatua. She gave herself so completely to the organization and to the blade itself that when she died, her spirit lingered within the blade.
So does every wielder after her? I know you don't know names, but usually reference it then as Lady Starum?
It's certainly possible.
Okay.
If her spirit resides in the blade, it may well be able to communicate with the wielder.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yes,
But it's this blade is lost to time, it seems.
well, there was a wielder nigh unto 50, 60 years ago, not that long by elven reckoning, but since then, no one.
And that wielder is known to the records, to you?
Yes, I believe if I check the records, I'm sure I could find his name. It's... but he was its last wielder.
Wouldn't happen to be Taka Moon Meadow by any stretch of the imagination, would it?
Oh, no, I don't believe the Moon Meadows have a familial connection to Starum. They're an Evermeet family. It would be unlikely, but I suppose possible.
Sure.
Dalliances are fairly common, as I'm sure you've discovered in your study of elven genealogy.
It seems that way very much. And
You
which
live
I find
forever, things
fascinating.
are bound to happen.
You know,
Oh, fair enough.
party hard. You know, work hard, play hard, for centuries.
I'm gonna lean over to Jaastien, not to be like rude, but whisper something to him. So then, yeah.
Well, our research has led us down various paths of modern, current families that hold sway among the elven court and various things like that. So we're also doing a bit of an anthropological, cultural study of the current state.
Well, that's his only flavor. Otherwise, your
Yes.
book is just a list of names connected by lines. Right?
Yes, of course. And,
Much
and
like
so
this
we're sort
one.
of
Yes, sorry, it's a dull,
Genealogy.
dreadful bore. I'd never read it.
Yes, I know. And then I'll list off a couple of other name. Maybe I don't know if I could roll for something, but like some other names that are.
But then intersperse Lysanthia
Yeah, and then
in
throw
there.
Lysanthia in there.
All right. Lysanthier, I think. That one is, it's a remote branch, but I believe, yes, the Evermeet Starims. The Starims of Cormanthier were, they were genetically more related to the Moon Elf subrace. The Evermeet Elves are Sun Elves. One of them could well have dallied with a Lysanthier. Well, hold on, let me just... It's going to bother me if I don't look it up.
Of course.
Oh, no, not even a dalliance. No, there was a marriage between... You cut that part out, okay?
Yes.
Yes. Rabin Lysanthier, married to Dane Starim, about 2 centuries ago.
Do I recognize the name Raven?
Raven? Not anybody you've met.
As a grandfather?
Yeah, it's like definitely a progenitor, but...
Okay.
Yes, I guess they do have some connection to the Starims. Perhaps the next wielder will be a Lysanthier. Let's hope not. They're an influential family.
Interesting.
Say
As was all the other information we received about all those other families that are of equal importance to our endeavors. Fantastic.
Well, you have been a wealth of information and
Consummate host.
ray of sunshine in this long journey of information.
Oh, well, I'm pleased to help you. You can't beat an elven historian, I say. We've seen most of it.
Can we credit you in the
Well,
acknowledgements?
I would certainly appreciate that. If you could merely mention that the church in Semberhome was of help to you on your journey, I think that would be sufficient.
Done and done.
Fair enough.
I must say, it is fascinating to speak with someone with an interest in history and lineage, not just someone looking for information on the latest terrible artifact they'd like to pull out of Mithranor.
Well, now that you mention it, no.
I mean, the gall of some people, really. It's just disgraceful to us academics.
Oh, well, I would say so.
Yes.
Artifacts of Mithranor should be in museums or in the homes of the elven families that once held them.
Absolutely.
Not decorating the mantelpiece of some rich noble who wouldn't know a moonblade from a star glimmer.
Exactly. And these, I mean, it's disgusting. These treasures, where would they be, though? I mean, so we could keep them out of the hands of those
What's
fools.
a star glimmer?
Oh, it's a local term for a shiv.
Gotcha.
Oh, we like our flights of fancy.
It is a colorful language.
Isn't it though? So many apostles.
They're infamous for being made by prisoners out of bits of wood.
Yes.
Not in the same way as like going to, I don't know, raid for relics and stuff, but is there any rumors of where that blade lies, the House Starum?
Oh,
where
House
it
Star,
is,
the
or-
Starum Moonblade? I'm not sure. The Starum Moonblade is in the hands of anyone living. It's probably one of the scions of Starum just waiting to get into mischief with it.
Gotcha.
Now, there's always the possibility it was destroyed with Cormanthier, if that's where they were living at the time.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
I
Well,
don't
the
know.
Dark Moonblade, certainly something to avoid. We appreciate you delving into this rather untasteful area of elven
Well,
lineage,
like I
but-
said, I do enjoy seeing a fellow scholar, and it's nice to... I wouldn't want you to inadvertently damage your own research.
Or
We appreciate
reputation,
it.
for that matter. So thank you.
Oh, certainly
very
not.
much.
But thank you for indulging.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Please, if I can be of any further assistance, please, here's my card. Give me a chant.
Thank you very much, Sivaril.
We shall cast sending.
Consult our doctor. If
Isn't that what
Sivaril
you
is
do?
right
Isn't
for
that
you.
how that works?
Don't look at me, man. I don't know.
We are making a very sizable for us academics donation to the church on your behalf for your help today.
Well, let me thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's truly grievous the expenses we incur in putting on the festival.
Your grief brings me grief, and I appreciate that.
Oh,
And
well, I am aggrieved to
Okay,
hear
I
that you
leave.
grieve over my grief.
It's all in Electrum. Is that going to be a problem?
No, not at all. It's
I
legal
I
tender.
grieve for losing so much Electra.
I grieve for the ghosts of each of these half a gold pieces.
Great. All right, we take our leave.
And we've grieved.
We leave, we grieve, we...
I grieve the loss of your ignorance. Have a wonderful day.
Great. Well, at least she's
It's all
not
about-
grieving the beginning of a war. I don't know.
Well, if there was one beginning, that would be something to grieve
Yes,
over.
grief to you, grief on you,
So-
dishonor on you, dishonor on your family.
So,
To paraphrase, Nazi elves
Oh yeah,
and
no,
your
they're like
dad.
pure
Possibly has the
bloodline.
Moonblade.
We're talking about
I mean, that's
possibly does.
definitely what he's going for, I would assume.
Well, now hopefully he doesn't he won't have as easy of a time finding us now that stick's gone.
If that was him.
So whoever was looking at us doesn't have as easy of a time finding us.
Yeah. Who are the two things the monk was telling us? The two.
Saloon and Shar.
And so he was a Shar.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
he
was
followed
his god.
Shar, goddess of the night.
But I think
Are
this
they
is
on
a
the same-
different dark.
Okay.
Yeah, it's total coincidence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I didn't know if they were like.
Yeah, your dad is definitely going out. I
together.
mean, do you ever recall seeing a jet black sword that he?
Wielded.
I don't think so.
I mean,
Do I? Have I?
No, you can't
He
recall
carried a
anything of that
rapier
sort.
last time we saw him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's more of a rapier guy. Anyway.
But you figure, I mean, kind of sold his soul.
Maybe get
Maybe
something.
that's what he got out of the deal. You know,
Or
I
maybe
don't
that's
know.
what he's going for to.
Maybe he's looking.
Maybe that's why he's coming up here to go retrieve
So
it
we should
from the
probably
ruins.
try to find out maybe more about that sword, where it might be, where we should, or where he is.
Well, like
and
he
make sure
said-
he doesn't have it.
Or like he said, it could be that it's in the ruins if they were there at the time.
That's
It's
true.
possible. It's not that it's
A
there,
lot of
but
people,
it's possible.
a lot of people come through here. Maybe
To the autumn
maybe
blossom.
somebody moved.
Maybe
I
you
think we should check it out.
Maybe you could with the.
But my thought
Under-
is,
the Underdark. You could ask about that blade and if it's been moved, if it's been sold, if it's been.
I just love to hear him speculate.
We do a good job speculating.
Oh yeah,
like if we
I know
maybe
you guys don't.
Yeah, no, we should like take
We have no
a
idea.
glance about and see if there's like, yeah, maybe someone moved a jet black sword through this town. It seems like a
possible.
lot of relics come through here.
In not a legal sort of way, but
Seems like you might have a couple of leads to follow up on. You have a pseudonym for your father, Jaastien. You have the inn he very likely stayed at while he was here. You have a positive connection with the underworld of this city that happens to trade in historical artifacts. And I think there's a few different things you might be able to follow up on here. But we'll see you folks next week as we mull over which of those to follow up on, and we see how this turns out for our friends.